everybody, it's Catherine from Jayne Catherine on Books, and I'm here with July's wrap up. And I think this is the least number of books I've read in a month for a very, very long time. I've read 3. Can you believe it? 3, only 3. But there's a reason behind that. I have been busy doing some, as some of you know that have been with me a while, I do a lot of textile work, I make junk journals, do a lot of creative stuff, and I had a big order on which I had to get finished and parcelled up and shipped off. And so I've restarted my other channel, which is going to be Created by Catherine. So please go along there and subscribe and like. So if you love all things textile and junk journal and paper crafts, as well as you love books, then please go over there. And yeah, there's some exciting stuff going on. I did start it a year or so ago, but it just all got too much because I was doing loads of videos for that, and just setting up a channel's quite hard work, and liaising and networking and everything, plus my YouTube channel, plus losing my mum, and it all got a bit too much, so I just cut it all right back and just carried on with this one, as you know. But it's up and running again. I've opened an Etsy shop, so that's Created by Catherine UK. All the details are down below, so have a look if there's anything on there. I may even put one or two books on there that I want to sell second hand, because I've got loads that are like brand new red ones. And yeah, I give a lot away and I take them to libraries and stuff like that. But you know, sometimes if the books that people are wanting, let me know about that anyway. Yeah, see what you think, if you'd be interested in me doing that as well. Okay, so although I've only read 3 books, there were 3 cracking reads this month. Oh, in fact 4. I'll be right back, hold it there. So of course, I'd forgotten, because I'd spent so long talking about it before, I'd forgotten the brand new one that was sent by the publishers. Hot off the press, the latest, Olivia, Kiernan. And this is If Looks Could Kill. This is book 3 in Frankie Sheehan series. So I may as well start with this because it was a 3.5. I'm going to round it up to 4. And it's still an excellent book. This book just shows how good an author she is, how she's got a really good handle on police procedurals, what's happening within departments, and how the teamwork and everything. You could read this as a standalone, and I noticed that there's many that are reading it for their first Frankie Sheehan. They're giving it 4 and 5 stars and love it, and yes, rightly so. However, for me, this is the 3rd in the series, and it's my least favourite, I have to say. Still a very good book, very good story. There is usually with book 1 and 2, you know, in a quite short space of time, I'm in there and I'm hooked, and I can't put the book down. Now I have to say I didn't feel that way with this, and I think some of it is discussion, setting the scene, setting the team, so that it could be read as a standalone. This is just my opinion. So that it could be read as a standalone, and you know, we get to nearly halfway and I didn't feel that all that much had happened. And I don't think you got the same feel for this sassy character. You got a bit of a glimpse of her character, and I would have probably given it 5 stars or 4 stars, shall we say, if I was the first time reading this. However, because I was so blown away by book 1 and book 2, and they were gripping, absolutely gripping, I didn't find this as enthralling. But still, excellent book. It's still, you know, it has got its gory moments, it has got its psychological elements, It just shows once again that, you know, great things onwards and upwards for Olivia Kiernan. So that's book 3, If Looks Could Kill. Want a bit more about what information about what it's about, then there is a video on the cards for that. So 3.5. I DNF'd this one, Coffin Scarcely Used, or the Flaxs Mystery Series. These are the Cozy Crime, New Cozy Crime. I couldn't get into them, I didn't rate it, so I just DNF'd it. I thought I have too much to do to waste my time. So I'm going to send all those off to charity shop. Then I read book 2 in the Jem Flockhart series. So this is book 2. And this is Dark Asylum. So if you recall, book 1 was Beloved Poison, and it's about the, it's set in the 1850s and in Victorian England, and it's about an apothecary. Well, in book 1, you know, the apothecary is Jem Flockhart's father, and fantastic story, you know, murder, mystery, and everything that goes with how hospitals were run back in the day in the Victorian times. So book 2 is Dark Asylum. Now Jem is now the main apothecary, and Jem is a female, but she has to act in character as a male, because females weren't allowed to become medical people, apothecaries, doctors, that sort of thing. So she had to be brought up as a male all her life because her father wanted her to take over his trade. So in this one, the main mystery is based around the asylum, which is what they used to call mental health hospitals and mental health facilities, and rather awful. You know, the conditions were awful, they were treated awful, and this really gives a good insight into what it was like in those days if unfortunately you did have some mental ill health problems. And yeah, I enjoyed this, but I gave it a 4-star. It not lost its way, but I found it just got a little bit mundane in parts. You know, the plot got a little bit mundane, and I felt that it could have been speeded up a little bit, because I was wanting to know what was happening, and you know, we were just learning a bit about every day. But that's, you know, that's fine. It's a series. I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the fact that Jem and her friendship with Will is, you know, is strengthening, and yeah, book 2 in the series, 4 stars. And then I had to get that was book 2. Book 3, I had to get book 3 then, The Blood. Yes, Thompson. Oh yes, and this more than made up for Dark Asylum. This was a 5-star read. This was fascinating. Now, it really, the mystery is takes place around a ship, and it's a hospital ship that's docked on the Thames, at the side of the Thames. And in those days, they had these hospital ships that were moored up in port, so that mainly sailors and seafaring people could be treated, could go there. Like a specialist area, really, where, you know, sailors and sea people could be treated. But oh boy, what is it? An awful place. Awful place. It's a wonder they didn't, you know, all die of cross-infection and goodness knows, well, they did. Goodness knows what, I'm glad I wasn't a nurse in those days. And very much nurses were like housemaids, and there's 3 in particular that were taken off the street, shall we say, from a house of ill repute and brought into the asylum. Not the asylum, I'm on book 2 there. Brought it onto the Blood to look after the you know, the injured and sick sailors. And then things start happening, and the apothecary that's in charge of all the medicines and the pharmacy on board the Blood, something happens to it, and Jem has to take over. He takes over the mantle of the the ship's apothecary. And of course, Jem can't help but get involved in a mystery and a murder or two, and helped by his friend Will. And yeah, E.S. Thompson can write a great historical book. She is actually, I'm sure she's a historian, a medical historian, and fascinates me. As well as it's fiction, and as well as it having a really good storyline and plot, the medical side, oh, take no notice, it's Nelson. Do you know, it driving you crackers. Every little noise he hears at the minute. Since lockdown, I think he thinks he's super guard dog, so he won't shut up. Yes, it fascinates me because we get a real good insight and an accurate insight, because she's a medical historian, into all things medical in Victorian times. I absolutely loved this book, and I suggest you start from book 1 really. You can read them as standalone, but I always think with series you get the characters better, and but you can read them as standalone. But yes, well deserved of 5 stars, The Blood. Can't wait for the next one. And then finally is The Last Time I Saw You by Liv Constantine. Never fails to deliver. The last one I read by these, it's a collaboration between two friends, I believe, or are they sisters? Do you know, I can't remember now. Can't remember if they're friends or sisters. But anyway, it's a collaboration. And I read The Last Mrs. Parrish by them and loved it. Really loved it. And this was a 5-star read, didn't let me down. The Last Time I Saw You. And they're very much psychological thrillers, and there's twists and turns, and you know, you haven't got a clue what's going on, but so thrilling. You're on the edge of your seat. So this is about a doctor, Kate English, and one night her mum is found dead, and then she starts receiving all sorts of threatening letters saying, oh, you know, it should have been you, and what if you'd been buried today, and we're coming to get you. And it all stems around that, and also the coming back of a childhood friend called Blake, who was brought up like a sister really, and Kate's mother adored her as well, treated her like one of the family because she had got a difficult family life, and they'd had a falling out over Kate's husband in the past, and hadn't seen each other for many years. But Blake came back. In fact, she came back for the funeral, and it happens from there. All sorts of creepy happenings, all sorts of scary things, getting sent things in the post that weren't altogether nice. Fantastic. So if you want a really good you know, contemporary psychological thriller, and you loved The Last Mrs. Parrish, I mean, if you haven't read The Last Mrs. Parrish, go and read that as well. That's great. So yeah, The Last Time I Saw You, Liv Constantine. Okay then, gang. So thank you very much for joining me. They are the books that I read in July. I'll be coming shortly with what selection I've chosen for August. I mean, I know we're a little way into August now, but hopefully now I can concentrate back on my reading a bit more now that a lot of the work is underway with the new channel. So I'll leave all the details of my new channel and Etsy shop down below. Don't forget to let me know if you'd like me to start selling some books. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, and go over and give me some love on the other channel. I'll be really grated. I'll be really grateful. Thank you very much. See, I can't even talk on one channel, never mind two. I'll be really grateful. So stay safe, everybody. Bye for now.